Hello, Reformers, and welcome back to A Clash of Kings. Now, as you can see, we are, once again, in a siege. This isn't the same one, though. This isn't the same one. No, you don't have to worry about that. No, this is a completely different faction. We are against Dragonstone here. And don't worry, I have already fought over almost 500 of them. Not over 500, almost 500 have been eliminated, and there's only about 50 or so left, so that shouldn't be too bad. And I wanted to talk about, initially, what we are going to be planning next, because what I've done is I've lowered my campaign AI once again. It seems at this point in the game it is necessary to do that, because otherwise you're just going to consistently be fighting this. Overwhelming amounts of vassals running in and attempting to siege basically everything in sight, or at least anything that you're at, because if they're actually there, well, if you're actually there, then they are going to have over 500 units at least in their armies, and it's going to be an absolute, just terrible, terrible thing, and it's going to end up being a very grindy situation. Because anything that is this grindy, you really don't want to have to deal with it, do you? So, as you can see, we have very minor casualties, and the reason for that is, of course, just because we were able to stem the tide of the units, and obviously we had a reasonable garrison. We have about 80 people in the garrison, so we didn't have, you know, too few defenders. So we now, yeah, we took out 545. The Dragonstone were very, very annoying. As you can see, I actually killed, yeah, we killed 204. And one was wounded, because I think I shot one of the vassals. Now, as you can see, Carver, he hasn't killed anyone. You know why he hasn't killed anyone? Because he now has Coldbringer in his hands, and he is now knocking them unconscious and feasting on their flesh and all kinds of other things. But, yes, I'm perfectly happy with that. Maybe we're going to switch him back to using a killing weapon soon, but I feel like it's kind of nice, because then we do get an opportunity to take a couple more prisoners, a couple of extra prisoners, should I say. Now, we are going to try and take as many of these guys prisoner as we can. Are we going to get all of them? It seems like we might actually get all of them. Lys is not liking us, Tyrosh is not liking us, the Reach is actually increasing, hilariously enough, and the Westerlands is now at, get this, plus 90. They are positive relation with us, even though they are technically at war with House Targaryen. I feel like the system is a little bit flawed in many respects, but anyway. We have 4 vassals taken prisoner, and as I was saying, in the siege, we are going to be discussing our plans, and we're going to just have a look at the general state of the map, because obviously that is a big problem. So as you can see, yes, there's been quite a few sieges, as you can tell. Yeah, we have 804 prisoners at Stumbleton, and I gotta say, that is silly. That is the silliest thing I have ever seen, and that is mainly because after the Riverlands siege, obviously, then we had to deal with yet another from the Reach, a couple of vassals from over there, and then obviously this one, and it was just terrible, absolutely terrible. And funnily enough, they didn't actually give us that many prisoners in the Reach. So I would assume that we just killed them all, because at that point I hadn't given Carver his Coldbringer. But anyway, we are going to level up as many people as we can, and then we're going to decide where we head next, because obviously I want to be heading on pretty fast, but that's the problem. I'm going to have to wait here for some time, because right now we really don't have the greatest garrison here. As you see, we only have 50 remaining, because a couple of them got killed. But hopefully, Stumbleton will now not be under siege as much. I feel as though them consistently sieging this particular thief is just utter garbage. They really should not be doing that. I feel like they should definitely have a different way of doing things, but obviously, I don't even know. Maybe I should start keeping prisoners or something along those lines, but yeah, I think the campaign AI is going to help a little bit. It's not going to help that much. But as long as it keeps them off us for a few days extra, I think that's a good way to go. And hopefully then we'll also have a little bit of a stronger presence. John Connington just got taken prisoner by the Westerlands. Well, that's interesting. Well, that's not very good, is it? I suppose he is living up to his incompetence then, isn't he? Ah, well, anyway, it seems as though Storm's End is now no longer under siege, but the Weeping Town has still retained control with the Reach, which is very sad. So, what I was going to say, and maybe suggest, is that we actually start trying to take out Dragonstone. And saying that, and I'm looking at their fiefs, and I'm just like, yes, I don't really want to head over there, do I? Yeah, they're all on islands, and they're going to be extremely hard to defeat, because obviously then I have the Westerlands in between us. Wait a minute. There's only one fief that the Westerlands has? And it's King's Landing. Ouch. That's going to hurt. That is actually going to hurt extremely badly. Okay, we're going to wait here for some time. I am still recruiting a bunch of waves in regards to our garrison through the Manage This Town screen, and hopefully we are going to gain a pretty suitable garrison before we head on to King's Landing. I think we're actually going to try and take it, but here comes another Reach vassal, yes. Oh, here comes another load of Reach vassals. Yes, exactly. Absolutely fantastic. This is what I've had to deal with off-screen as well. And just when I'm about to be like, oh yes, I would very much like to do this, that happens. And also, we have now, apparently, become at war against basically every Essos faction. So, as you can see here, Braavos has declared war against Dragonstone, and Norvos, and Braavos against the Westerlands, and Pentos as well against the Iron Islands, and against House Targaryen, all of those. Apparently they're all in are they in an alliance together? Apparently they're in an alliance together. So anyway, Tyrosh has declared war against Lys, and against Volantis, and Qohor? I didn't even know Qohor was still in the game. I thought they were eliminated. I'm pretty sure they were eliminated. And Lorath was also eliminated, but I suppose they are all in an alliance of some sort anyway. But yeah, so it's now Essos versus Westeros by the looks of things, but a lot of the factions in Westeros are still fighting against each other, which is fantastic. Utterly fantastic, and I am, of course, being incredibly sarcastic because I really do not want to be defending Stumbleton any further. Yes, I'm perfectly happy to, because obviously it is a town, and it is a pretty reasonable town, but how many times it's been besieged means that the tariffs and taxes and all that kind of thing that is now present here are going to be a lot less worth it, I suppose you could say. So, yeah, it's not going to have a very good prosperity anymore, is it? No. So, yeah, I guess the only thing I can do is fight another 900 units. So I guess I'm going to do that, and then we're going to head on to wherever. I actually don't know. I think King's Landing probably, but I'm going to have to head back to Crow's Nest before that and get a pretty good army going, and then we'll see where we head on from there. Hopefully there won't be too many gold cloaks, but I have a feeling there's about 50 of them, and they have insane weapons, as we all know. So, I will cut away for now, and I'll see you when we have defeated this force of Reach units, and oh my, it's going to be one of those, isn't it? Alright, so as I was resting at Stumbleton after having returned from Crow's Nest, and I thought I had a pretty reasonable army ready to tackle King's Landing, to eliminate the Westerlands, of course. Now, the one problem, I don't know whether, this is good, this is very good, as you can tell, I'm not meaning that in any way, shape, or form. This is not good at all, and you're going to find out. So, let's have a look here. Yes, everything's going fine so far. The Free Folk declaring war against the Westlands, and the Khalasar declaring war against many people on Westeros. That's absolutely fine, including House Targaryen, of course. But then we have a slight issue here, and the issue is that Dorne is now declaring war against House Targaryen, and I don't know why that is, considering we are allies, or technically we've been allies since the start. It went from 100 relation down to -30, which is fantastic. Oh, that's very good. Okay, yeah, so they've declared war against us. The Free Folk has also declared war against us, which is absolutely fine. But as you can see, I've just been waiting here because I'd like to make sure that Stumbleton has a pretty reasonable garrison, and that obviously takes some time. So as you can see, I've increased the amount of troops that we're going to recruit by a little bit more. And yeah, we're going to see what happens. But we are now technically, I believe, at war against everyone, if that is my understanding. Okay, so that's our renown, that's our honor rating right now, and here are our friends. We have a lot of friends, and our enemies are Randall Tarley, of course, and a couple of others. But yeah, I think we are actually at war with everyone. We're at war with Dawn, the Reach, the Westerlands, the Riverlands, the North, not the Vale. Not the Vale as far as I'm aware. I haven't seen any of those vassals, obviously, not yet anyway. And I would expect us to be... Wow, the Iron Islands is being cannibalized very, very harshly. They only have one castle remaining. So yeah, we're not really at war against the Iron Islands, because obviously that's... Yeah, they're about to be eliminated. The North, obviously, Bravos... Obviously, the Three Sisters are allied with the Vale, so we're not technically at war against them. Dragonstone, of course, is at war against us. Norvos, and yeah, Bravos, obviously, as I said. Pentos is also at war against us. Lys, I believe. Volantis? Is Volantis? I actually don't know whether Volantis is. Maybe, but it doesn't really matter because they are almost about to be eliminated themselves. Tyrosh is, of course, at war against us, so... Yeah, Myr. I think Myr might not be at war against us, but they are almost eliminated as well. They only have 2 castles. And that's it. So technically, every single faction in the game is currently at war against House Targaryen, which is, I gotta say, pretty weird. Pretty weird and kind of frustrating at the same time, but we will prevail, I suppose. So let's have a look what's going on here. Tyrosh and Westerlands fighting each other. Okay, so let's have a look at our party real fast as well. We're going to be heading on to King's Landing now, because I'm still going to go through with our plan to take King's Landing. I feel as though it would be the only logical thing to do. I mean, what else can we do? We must eliminate as many factions as quickly as we can. I probably should have focused on doing that a lot sooner, but I kind of wanted to make sure that we had... well, just solid borders, basically, and that's pretty hard to do when you're constantly being besieged by Riverlands vassals and a bunch of others at the same time. So, yeah, it would be very nice if we can actually do something to prevent that from happening, but obviously that's just not going to happen, is it? I mean, Alan and Carver are both beasts, and hopefully they'll carry us through the next siege offenses and stuff like that, but... there it is. Everyone has leveled up. So we are now going to head to King's Landing. And we are going to see... oh, we've actually taken someone prisoner. That's good. I actually don't even know how our vassals are doing. Are they actually doing well? I don't even know. They seem to be, I guess. Okay, so am I... Oh, apparently I'm in the mood for a feast. You're in the mood for something special today, perhaps a minor feast. Talking to one of your courtiers, you settle on hosting a feast for your retinue and decide... to spend 500 coins on honeyed chicken, hand pies, creamy chestnut soup, and fine wine. Your men sing songs of your greatness. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. But the problem with that is now we are having some issues. I'm going to have to help this guy, aren't I? I'm going to have to help him. He's an ally. How can I not? I mean, I can't just run on by when he's outnumbered. Yes. And now we have this. We have one of these, don't we? We have a field battle. I know, it's rare, isn't it? Because I have literally been doing siege defenses, and I'm going out of my mind doing those. Because even though, yeah, I have said in the past that I think the favorite thing of mine to do is actually to defend in a siege, because I find it much more different than basically anything else you can do in the game. Usually it's attacking something in some way or another, but defending something, that's quite rare to see, but not anymore. For me, defending has become one of those things that you just continually do, because obviously the Riverlands, then the Reach a little, and then obviously Dragonstone decided to attack. Stumbleton. And hopefully now that has subsided, I will be able to get back into doing some of the other things that I actually do enjoy as well, which is obviously doing some field battles and things like that, but obviously field battles and things can get quite tiresome as well. So I'm going to just try and... Whoa, my shield got destroyed already. How dare you? Okay, well, I've told everyone to charge in, mainly because I just want their assistance. I don't really mind about whether they actually... Ow! Oh my, did you see that damage? Oh, that is disgusting. That is disgusting, you Riverlands Knight scoundrel. Yeah, so anyway, I don't really mind charging them all in right now because I just literally want their help. And once their help has been acquired, then of course we will go back to using some strategy, but let's just have a look here. We seem to have a slight problem. I'm gonna tell my units to stand over there. I think I'm actually just gonna charge in our cavalry, charge in our infantry as well, and then just place our archers at the top here because that seems to be the best thing to do right now because we have the height advantage. I'm actually gonna get out my bow as well because it's about time that I actually do some archery. Yes, there we go. Some lovely, lovely archery. And maybe, just maybe, get some proficiency level ups and things. And hopefully not shoot some of our friendly forces, because that's usually what I do nowadays, isn't it? Yes. Elias is just like, I don't see who I'm shooting. I'm just gonna shoot whoever. Yes, of course. But I'm very pleased that at least we are now going to lose a bunch of units before we head in to King's Landing. I'm actually kind of surprised that we're losing units, but I suppose I shouldn't really be surprised considering these are Riverlands two-handers. And they're very, very beastly, as we know. They are very, very damaging. Oh, I might actually die here as well. I don't really want to, so I'm going to try and make haste away from the situation. This guy's trying to kill me, isn't he? I'm going to try and kill him first. Yes, that's what you get. Okay, these guys are actually trying to shoot me in particular, so going to try and... Oh, eliminate that horse, apparently. Yes, I'm going to try and eliminate that horse, yes. Good idea. But for the most part, I'd very much like to just prevent myself from dying. If I can prevent myself from dying, then our King's Landing siege is most likely going to be very possible for a successful one, that is. But if I die, then obviously I have one incapacitation charge, and I know I may be not making the most sense right there, but in gameplay terms, you can only get eliminated, I think, 2 or 3 times before you're not able to participate in the battles any further, and I have a feeling I'm probably going to get eliminated very, very easily in the King's Landing siege, so I would very much like to be full HP before we do that, so I'm hopefully going to be able to wait for some time and restore ourselves. Going to tell my archers to actually come down here, because it seems as though we don't actually have any more ranged assistance, which is kind of bad, isn't it? Yes, very much so. I'm hoping that most of the units that we are losing right now are not mine, and they are actually our allies, but even then I don't really want him to lose too many, because then he's going to be defenseless, and he's right next to a bunch of Riverlands vassals, so it's going to be one of those times. It's going to be, he's going to pull an Aegon, isn't he? He's going to pull an Aegon, because literally Aegon just gets himself into all kinds of mischief, so not particularly happy about that either, but well, anyway, I'm just going to actually tell our archers to charge, because I'm tired of micromanaging them now, and they can just do their own thing, because there's only 19 enemies remaining, and I don't think we really need to worry about them too much, is it? No, don't think so. Okay, now this is where we have to, yeah, come on, eliminate these guys. That guy's going to try and shoot me. He misses. And is he going to miss again? Yeah, maybe. Nope. Yeah. He did not. He did not miss. Ooh, that is... Oh, that's painful. That is very, very painful. I think his head is gone. Yes, I think his head is gone. He'll recover, though. It will just be a slight headache. Yeah, no problem. I thought that was hilarious, because I thought in my mind's eye, I just thought to myself, he just missed that last one. He's probably going to hit me this time. Maybe I should move. And then I thought to myself, nah, he's not going to do that. He's terrible at this game. And then I just died. So, yeah, that's what happened. That is, of course, what happened, because that's just what happens to Elias. And if you've not noticed already, he's actually got a different name as well. His name is now Defender of Stumbles, because I was stumbling basically all the time in those sieges. So I thought to myself, yep, I'm gonna change his name, Defender of Stumbles. Why not? So, yes, otherwise, that will be it for that fight, and yes, hopefully we'll be able to take him prisoner. Well, we have rescued this guy. He doesn't know our name. He literally does not know who Elias Defender of Stumbles is. Well, I suppose we do keep changing it, so he may not know. Ah, that fellow did manage to escape as well, which is even better, isn't it? Oh, absolutely fantastic. Okay, so we're going to try and, yes, take as many as we can. And, yes, obviously capture the enemies. And there we go. Okay, so let's take a look. What is King's Landing's garrison like? It's going to be extremely difficult, isn't it? Because they have many, many vassals outside here. Are you actually going to try and attack me? No, they're not going to try and attack me because I am actually neutral with King's Landing, hilariously enough. I'm neutral with the Westerlands, should I say. So I can technically go, oh, hello there. Yes, I'm just going to sell my prisoners at your ransom broker if you actually have one here. Do you have one? It's unlikely, isn't it? Oh, they might. No, they just have Rugen over there. Okay, well, I guess that's fine. I actually have an oil press here as well, hilariously enough. But anyway, as you can see, the garrison has over 1,000 units. I don't know whether we'll be able to do it, but I suppose we'll find out in the next episode. So I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.